Yeah, the U of M, their program is really in depth with apple cultivation,
And I don't know if we saw it while
and they are the ones that came out with Honeycrisp.
Yeah.
That's right, you did say that.
Oh.
I don't know if we saw it while we were there, but they do the blind tasting of the apples.
Mm-hmm.
So they just give you essentially a gene name of the apple, and they're like, "This is XA217."
Well, when you first get it, they're like, "Here's sample A, sample B, sample C, or whatever," and you eat them through, and you're like, "Okay, this one was a Honeycrisp, and this one is XJ392."
XJ392 is my favorite.
Is that what like Alexa makes her apple pies with in the factory?
And we're back.
Hello.
We are back.
Welcome back to episode 13 of Beards and Sundries.
Lucky number 13. We're here for another lunch break here at Beards and Sundries. It's the shop where three gay men with beards do inventory on a new sundry item each week.
And I'm Jay, and you're still going to buy tickets to ride me, even though I squeak and barely passed inspection.
And I'm Anthony, and I'm an entire bucket of cheese curds you're going to dive right into.
Ooh. Whoop. And I'm Joe, the questionable puddle of liquid and the seat of the tilt-whirl that you're about to climb into. And if you guys haven't guessed, today's sundry item is fairs or carnivals, festivals, whatever you want to call them. That's today's sundry item, Beardos.
Yeah, fair sounds good. I'm going to look for some sundries at the fair. Can I find them there?
Absolutely. There's vendors, there's games, there's rides. Oh my, you can find sundries at the fair. Now guys, if you're new to our show, you're wondering what the hell a sundry is. The term comes from an old English word meaning odds and ends. Today, it's used mainly in retail as a way to group together items that otherwise wouldn't have their own group. So, as three gay men with beards, we are using the term to group together the wide range of topics that we cover. And Beardos, you've joined us for a very special lunch break today because we would like to introduce our very first guests on the show, or as we're going to call them, trainees. We are joined today by John, Jonathan, and Michael.
They've got their trainee badges on, but we're not fully committed yet, so they don't have polos.
But they do have beards, so they're halfway there.
And sundries.
Mmm.
Well, Anthony, how did we meet these trainees?
So actually, I have known John since the year 2010. We met through mutual friends. I'm not going to exactly define how that happened because I can't quite recall. But I'm getting old and my memory doesn't work quite as well anymore. But anyways, so known John for about 12 years. And then after John moved to North Dakota.
The Great North.
The Great North.
The not so great North.
Yeah. He met and started dating Michael, who lives in Minneapolis, and John has moved to Minneapolis since, and they are both also dating Jonathan. So and we just met Jonathan when we went up to visit them in Minneapolis.
Now, guys, this is part 2 of our corporate retreat series to Minnesota. We talked about malls last week. This week, we're talking about state fairs because we went to the Minnesota State Fair, which is actually our first topic. It was fabulous. It was large. It's the second largest in the country, Michael, I think, right? Yeah.
I think it
Dairy
has the most,
Wonderland.
People per day.
Oh.
Most people per day. It famously ends on Labor Day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, I think what was the stat that you told us, Michael, is the only reason that it's second to Texas is because it doesn't go as long?
It only runs for 2 weeks versus 4.
That's right.
Texas State Fair runs for a month.
Yeah, apparently so.
That's a garbage state. Sorry, Texas.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
Hey,
Jonathan is from Texas, so
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
You're from Dallas, right?
yeah, born and raised.
I definitely want to talk about the food because some of the best food I've had at a fair ever. There was what was the cookie place called, you guys? Sweet Martha's?
Oh, Sweet Martha's cookies.
Yes.
Y'all, you guys need to go online and check it out because it was literally a bucket and you get about a sheet pan and a half of just these chocolate chip cookies. We stood back and let a couple of them get in line because I was like, this is a mosh pit. I'm going to get crushed. And then, those cookies.
That was one of 4 buildings that they had constantly churning out cookies all day.
Oh my God.
Man. And how much money did you say they made?
A lot.
You guys may not know this, but Michael is Sweet Martha's accountant.
Welcome to the stage, Sweet Martha.
Sweet Martha's accountant.
Now, you guys, when we talk about the food at the fair, my God, there was a coupon book that we didn't utilize as we should have, but was still great. There was what was the one, John, that we went to the second day where it was the egg rolls?
Oh,
Fucking fried egg rolls on a stick.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah, sure.
oh, my mouth is watering.
And then Vietnamese coffees. Oh, do you need anything else?
what about that pork schnitzel sandwich?
Oh, that pork schnitzel sandwich was so fucking good.
Yeah. That was from a booth where a lot of the food, I think all of the food, was sourced from local Minnesota farmers.
Yeah.
Locally sourced. It was the Farmer's Almanac building.
Yeah. And it showed,
Oh, it was fabulous.
it had a whole menu that showed all the locations.
Yeah, so while you're like stuffing your face, you can also learn.
Yeah, you look at the map and it'll show you where everything was sourced from. It was really cool.
And it went in depth. It had where like the animals were raised and slaughtered, where the fruits and vegetables and stuff were grown for like the lemonades and things, all locally sourced.
Compared to the ag programs in Oklahoma where they really just dish out racism.
as an FFA alumni.
My favorite was the alcoholic pies.
Oh, the boozy pie.
Yeah, boozy pies.
God, that sounds perfect.
Ooh, the boozy pies were really good.
Oh, yeah.
Those were great. Those were from it was called the food building, right?
Yes.
And we went in there, and that's where we got those boozy pies. They were great. We were enticed over there.
Cheese curds.
We also got our bucket of cheese curds, an actual factual bucket.
Can we talk about
You had your mac and cheese.
Yeah, I did have my mac and cheese while wearing my Velveeta t-shirt that I got compliments on, too.
Surprise.
Can we talk about the veritable assembly line for the cheese curds? Like, it's impressive just to see.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, they know what they're doing.
I was really impressed by the fact that like you could get in any of those long lines and be out of it in like 2 minutes. I was like, this is going to take forever.
I'm going to grab my buckets. I'll be right back.
Well, I remember when you guys just looked at the ice cream line and said nope, and you disappeared on me, and I was right behind you.
Buckets.
Buckets is.
Oh, buckets. Okay, I get it.
No, buckets.
He has the cheese curd one and the Martha's one, looks like.
So you guys, I of course made sure to get these buckets and bring them home. So this was the bucket from Sweet Martha's. Look at how giant this is, if you can see that. And there's the logo. This thing was filled not to here, to here.
Yeah, they positioned the lid in the handle to help hold all the
Ooh.
cookies in.
Yeah. And then the cheese curds were in a bucket that was like this, and
Also,
Heaping.
they didn't stop there. It also went to about here. So it was heaping.
That sounds amazing.
It was all kinds of variety of things on a stick, deep fried, we all know that stuff. There was also
Always
a lot
on a
of
stick.
really cool local stuff. There was a whole building dedicated to local farmers, and what were the apple cider pops, boys?
Oh,
Yes.
Mhm.
The Hall of Apples.
the Hall of Apples.
The Hall of
So
Apples.
that's where they like roll out
Yeah.
different cultivars of apples, which this year's was First Kiss, and goddamn it slaps.
Yeah, they just made a new apple.
Yeah,
Yeah, the U of M, their program is really in depth with apple cultivation.
and I don't know if we saw it while.
And they are the ones that came out with Honeycrisp.
Yeah,
That's right, you did say that.
Oh.
I don't know if we saw it while we were there, but they do the blind tasting of the apples.
Mm-hmm.
So they just give you like essentially like a gene name of the apple, and they're like, "This is XA217."
When you first get it, they're like, "Here's sample A, sample B, sample C, or whatever," and then you eat them through, and you're like, "Okay, this one was a Honey Crisp, and this one is XJ392."
XJ392 is my favorite.
Is that what like Alexa makes her apple pies with in the factory?
I walk into the grocery store and I'm like, "Excuse me, I cannot find the XJ392."
Jay, you work in a market. You should know where the XJ392s are.
Well, I'm sorry, we're out of stock all the time.
It's a supply chain issue. So, and then there was also that booth that had the honey candies. That was super cool too.
Yes, and that was in the same building, the agriculture building.
Yeah.
And they had...
I've been eating the bee candy at my desk.
I thought that you were going to say, "I've been eating bees nonstop."
Absolutely love a bee. I'm really helping the ecosystem. I'm skipping steps. I'm eating the bee directly instead of waiting for its product to get to me.
Imagine if they had like deep fried bees there. Jesus.
Oh my god, deep fried bees on a stick.
Deep fried bees on a stick.
Just fill it up.
Bee
Get the
curds.
bee kebabs.
Oh my god. It's cheese curds, but like one of the cheese curds has a bee in it. So it's like cheese curds, but watch out.
Then I really, really want to quickly mention the milk bar. Ooh.
Yes, let's talk about milk.
Let's talk about the milk bar. The milk bar was a fabulous little building. And it was it $2 or $3, Michael?
I think it was $2 for all you can drink.
I haven't taken my lactate. We can't talk about milk yet.
Well, cover your ears.
Just hearing about milk makes me shit.
Milk muffs.
You walk up to the stall, you paid $2, and they give you like a little, like a foam cup, like you'd get coffee for the water cooler. And so then you could get unlimited pulls from this little stall where they would just they would pull, and you could get white chocolate or half and half, which I was introduced to.
You're welcome.
Half and half. Oof, white and chocolate milk tasted like just a milkshake. It was wonderful. It was so good. I think we pounded like 3 or 4 real quick, and then that's when my body was kind of like, what's going on here? And I was like, oh no, maybe we should start to slow down a little. And then after a while it was all right again. Well, Anthony mentioned buying that Arnold Palmer while Jonathan and I were on that roller coaster. There's a great couple photos we can put up in the video right here of us on that coaster, because I knew that you guys were going to take pictures, so I made some very exaggerated faces. And it was, for being a rickety little like fair coaster, it was a pretty good roller coaster, even though you had some trouble with your knee.
Yeah, it had some really good drops. Yeah, my knee sucks.
Yeah, you guys are just lucky that like Michael was down there with John and I, because John and I don't do photos.
No, you just stood there and watched us.
I was like, I want to go on that. Anyone else? And Jonathan was like, yeah, let's do it. And we were like, all right, let's go.
That was my whole goal, was because last year I was with my mom and she didn't want to do any of the rides.
I usually don't at a state fair, but then just something about the Minnesota State Fair, I was like, ooh, he's different.
You know what my favorite ride was, though? Was that spinny one.
The hang glider.
And then we went on a hang glider ride where we had to lay down on it, and we felt like we were Superman. You should have seen us getting in and out of this ride.
You were fortunate enough that you didn't have your chest compressed.
You're like a grilled cheese sandwich back there.
Like literally, the guy working the ride was like, "Are you okay?"
You were the most handsome panini at the state fair on that.
Honestly,
ride.
toasted on both sides.
I like the spinny one that we did though. I don't remember what the name of it was.
That spinny one was
the spinny one. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember.
It was one of those ones where you would grab the disc in the middle and rotate yourselves around it as it went.
Oh my god, yeah.
It was like a twister thing. It was really fun.
It was like the teacups, but it was spinning in the air, so it was like just that extra level of thrill.
It was adult teacups. It was tumblers.
Yeah, I felt a little funny in the pit of my stomach for like the next hour or so.
That's pregnancy.
I felt pregnant with all the dairy that was in me.
Speaking of food, that one thing we didn't mention was the cheese curd tacos.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, those were great.
Oh.
Jay, you gonna be okay?
Yeah, they took the tortillas and they put the cheese curds in them, and then they deep fried the whole thing.
That sounds amazing.
And when we went, they only had the 2 flavors, but normally they have 4.
Well, they had brisket, and what was the other one, Michael?
The other one was like a bacon ranch, right? Chicken.
Yeah, chicken bacon ranch. Yeah.
But they also have like a buffalo one, and I'm pretty sure they have a jerk chicken one too.
Ooh.
Jerk my chicken.
Jerk.
They were at Pride, and it was amazing.
Well, so the downside to the oh my god, you still have the hat?
You got to lean in so we can see it.
You do have to lean in. Oh, there we go.
Oink boo.
So-
Boink boo.
Yeah, which I know we've got pictures of us all wearing those hats, so we'll have to post that up here too. But yeah, we went to the Oink booth to go get the Oink booth hat.
Honestly, you only go in there for the hats and you promptly leave.
For purposes, for reasons.
Oh, and real quick, Anthony, I know we did a TikTok about it, but can we do a quick shout out for getting recognized?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
At the corn booth.
We were at the corn booth.
It's gone.
There it is. All right.
A big lump with knobs. It has the juice.
It has the juice.
juice.
Oh.
We were at the corn booth, and we were recognized by a listener randomly in the wild.
Yay!
That was so exciting to me. I thought I was gonna die. He was like, "Do you
I couldn't
guys have
believe
a
it.
podcast?" And I was like, "I do have a podcast."
I'm pretty sure my resting bitch face will always detour anyone from being like, "Do you have a podcast?" Because I'll be like,
They'll never approach you. I've got an approachable face. People talk to me randomly in public.
I was like, oh my God. Like, I was so taken aback. Like, we got a photo with him. We'll throw it right here. It was a great picture. He was so friendly. He gave a great hug. And I gave him some business cards to pass to his friends. Thank you so much.
Ooh.
And it was just a wonderful experience. It was so nice. We've only been doing this since the middle of July. And to get recognized at the Minnesota State Fair was so...
especially from little Oklahoma boys in a different state.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was like, they should do butter carvings of me next.
Honestly, you are my butter princess.
Oh, that's so precious.
The Butter Princess. So who do they pick for that again?
I want to say it's like a pageant.
Yeah.
I want to say it's like a pageant that one of the companies does, and they have like 6 or 7 of them.
It's like Iowa would have the corn princess.
Yeah, and
So then the winner poses inside a refrigerated booth where there's a big, like, chunk of butter, and there's an artist in there, and he just carves.
And they're life-size at best.
When you guys were describing this to me, I didn't realize what life size was going to look like. Like, I heard the words life size, but then I saw life size.
but then you actually get the block of butter, and it's like,
yeah, and it's just massive fucking block of butter, and I'm like, whoa.
I just kept waiting for Amber Atkins to show up to get carved into the butter.
Amber Atkins.
well, the best part about it is that after the state fair is over, they get to take it home.
Wow. And I bet every one of them has room in their fridge.
Along with all the scrapes, so they can spread their nose on a biscuit.
Oh my God. Imagine they just bring it out for Thanksgiving dinner, and they're just carving little knifefuls out for their biscuits.
No, it doesn't last that long. It lasts maybe a week.
Oh, really?
That's a lot of toast.
That's a lot to get through.
That's a lot of butter.
Well,
that
maybe
people eat.
they're the butter princesses for a reason.
Yeah.
Every morning I'm eating a loaf of bread with with butter, and I'm like, God, yeah.
I think I would like take mine and just donate it to Culver's and be like, here you go.
I mean, you have to keep in mind the state fair did have deep fried butter on a stick before.
I can imagine as I'm holding that little sculpture of butter, my cardiologist would literally run and tackle me and be like, no!
So we'll move on to our next topic now, which we're all from different parts of the country. So I was going to go and talk about state fairs growing up. Now, in West Virginia, where I'm from, we didn't really have a lot of big fairs. There's a couple of nice ones. There's a lot of Italians there because it was a big hub for Italian immigrants. So there's the West Virginia Italian Heritage Festival. There's a big strawberry festival there. In my home county, Monongalia County, we had the Mon County Fair, which it's small. It's in like the Westover City Park. It's not a huge affair, but everyone went.
Now, I will say, so Jonathan is from Texas,
Mm-hmm.
which has the entire month-long state fair. How does that compare to Minneapolis?
It's definitely a lot more walking. It's a very, very big space. Like Fair Park is big. You definitely have to take the entire time that they are open to explore everything.
Wow.
Like big things to explore, to like see is like they have Big Tex, which is a giant waving animatronic cowboy who is voiced by a guy. And they're on like the 13th iteration of it.
Does he break down that often? How long have they been doing this?
Like the 13th animatronic, or like the 13th guy voicing it?
13th animatronic. They've had to
My
rebuild it.
great grandfather started this.
Well, no, they killed the guy with the animatronic.
Yeah,
That's what I was thinking too.
It's like 5 nights at Big Texas.
it's a whole Wicker Man situation. At the
Hold
end,
on, at the end.
the last day.
Oh,
last
fertility.
day,
Let's
we
go.
put them in there. It makes sure our winters are mild. That's why in 2020 everything went to shit.
Oof. Woo.
But no, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of savory foods.
Oh,
So
savory.
a lot of things that like we would call like tornado taters, which is like the
It's me. I'm a
potato-
tornado tater.
which they have up here. They just call it something different. We put extra seasoning on the extra spices and stuff on the corn. Turkey legs, which I didn't see up here.
I didn't see him up there either. That was weird.
Turkey legs were right next to the milk bar.
Okay, work. I like the milk bar.
In Texas, they have, instead of having individualized booths, they have booths that sell a lot of things in Texas. So you have more like widespread dispersal of everything. So you're more likely to run across something. Though like the specialty stuff, you had to go to the food court. Definitely was not as well set up as it is here.
Really? Okay.
It's a little bit more haphazard, and they definitely have it set up to do other events later on. But they have like a lot of big sculptures and stuff to explore, a lot of water features to help keep things cool. They have a butterfly garden.
Oklahoma needs to take advice.
Mm-hmm.
Oklahoma needs a lot of advice on everything.
Just in general.
Well, okay, so then I don't know, Jay, was there anything in Kansas when you were growing up? Anything cool?
Well, so Michael is also from Kansas.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Jay and Michael can have this
Oh,
one.
I never went to the state fair in Kansas.
And I only went for band stuff because I was a band geek. And so we always performed and marched
Oh,
through there.
yeah.
And that's about all I did. Honestly, the part I remember the most is that we would always stop in a town between Wichita and Hutchinson called Yoder. And we'd eat at Carriage Crossing, which was fucking delicious. They had the best fried chicken ever.
What's Carriage Crossing?
What's
It's a restaurant.
Yoder?
Yoder is an Amish town. And so you can stop and buy like homemade wood carved like rocking chairs.
Stop at the butter shop?
So
Yeah,
is
stop at
Carriage
the butter
Crossing
shop.
an Amish restaurant? Because that would explain
It is an Amish restaurant, and it is delicious. And they also have
bet it is.
They have these pellet grills they sell that are Yoder brand, and they're well overpriced, but they are
Are they
highly
like
desired
Traegers?
pellet grills. Yeah.
Okay. God, I bought this barn from the Amish. It was so overpriced.
Yeah, but that was my favorite part.
I mean, they make great gazebos.
They
Listen.
do. I actually need to go back through again now that I can afford to buy that stuff and see what I'd like.
So then, more of growing up going to the state fair. It was always the nostalgia of being a kid at
John
the fair.
and I, before you skip over the entire state of Oklahoma,
You should know.
I would love to skip over the whole state of Oklahoma.
If you guys remember, I lived about 2 blocks away from the state fairground. I did not go the entire time I lived there.
Well, currently, as of this taping, the Oklahoma State Fair is going on in Oklahoma City right now, and then the Tulsa State Fair is starting shortly. And we've gone to the Tulsa State Fair, a few times, and they've got some good food there. It's a 1-day fair. You can walk around and see everything. But one food item that they have that I really do like is called moink balls, and it's a combination of moo and oink, and then it's meatballs on a stick that are wrapped in bacon, then skewered, and then they're covered in barbecue sauce, and they are delicious. So then we're going to move on to another topic that I have for us, and that is games at the fair. So we're all familiar. We've seen them. They're little stalls where you can throw something or win a little game, and you can win a stuffed animal that may or may not be generic. But
You can shoot water into a clown's mouth.
I did that
I
anyway.
gay bar.
It's me. I'm the clown.
That's not what I was doing.
Growing up in West Virginia, we always went to the Buckwheat Festival over in Preston County, the next county over. And it was just a festival around buckwheat, which isn't great, in my opinion. They make buckwheat cakes, which are pancakes made with buckwheat, and they just are dry and gritty and not great. Anyway, it's like a traditional festival. But there was this game there that our marching band director always told us, don't you dare go and try to win this game, because this game gave away live goldfish as prizes. And our band director was always like, don't you even, he wanted to say this. He said, don't you fucking dare. But what he said was, guys, don't do this. I'm not going to bring you guys home with live goldfish to your parents. So we weren't allowed to play that one. Now, of course, did some people play it? Yeah, totally. But then, you just couldn't take the goldfish home. But that was one of the weirder games that we had there.
Didn't play any. We were here for the food.
Yeah, totally. I always go for the food.
Even the rides were secondary.
It's all food for me.
Like, we still did them. But, like, I don't know, the games just feel like such a ripoff.
I mean, they were really expensive.
They were really expensive, and then, like, they didn't have any good prizes. So.
Well, there were some cute ones.
Right.
But we can order those for, like, $6 from Plushie website.
Right.
Right.
Joe, what was the one that you wanted?
Oh, now, in my defense, John, there was that little stuffed, when I say little, this was a stuffed corn dog that was probably about 3 feet tall.
It was like 5 foot.
And at the bottom where the stick was, it would just dangle kind of back and forth. And I was like, that is so fucking funny. And there was a booth where we could have won one, but I was like, I don't want to waste the money. I could probably just find this somewhere else. But it was super cute. It was stuffed corn dog.
That, and then the giant inflatable plastic aliens with the tiny legs and really long arms.
Oh,
They look like they're on their knees.
They're always on those same booths, right? That they sell like the light up swords and everything that flashes. And then there's always those big inflatable hammers that squeak when you hit somebody with them.
And the hot pink cowboy hats with the tiaras that light up.
Oh, yeah,
with
classic.
The feather bows.
And then one more game I kind of want to touch on is, you guys know that game where it's the big tall tower with lights and a bell, and then you're supposed to hit it with a big giant hammer and win the prize. Mm. There is almost nothing more euphoric to me than watching some big bulked up guy with his girlfriend go up there and absolutely fucking whiff it and just miss completely. And then as an added bonus, if you ever seen the girlfriend try next and nail it, oh my God. I've seen it a couple times. It is so fucking funny.
I'd like to think that they fuck with the game, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah, like, absolutely. Like they have a little control panel in the back.
For sure.
Oh my God. Dream job. That'd be a really quiet ride home in the Ford F-350 that night.
The lifted one?
Oh, of course, with the truck nuts on the back.
And it says, "Let's go, Brandon" on the window.
The giant flag in the back. Anyway, so that's all I have for games. Does anyone else have anything?
The one I didn't see up here that I always saw whenever we were in Texas for the Texas State Fair was the ladder crawl.
Oh, where it'll flip if you go the wrong way?
Yeah, and you want to get all the way to the top to get a prize.
I like to watch those because I love seeing people miss it.
It's a rope ladder that's attached to a single rope on either end, and you have to make it across without flipping upside down to the top. And there is a way to do it, but it's not how you think. Yeah,
don't you have to counterbalance your weight as you go?
No, you're supposed to walk up it.
Oh.
And you walk up fast enough, and you don't use your arms because when you're leaning forward, your center of gravity is different than when you're walking. And so you're more likely to stay balanced when you go quickly, when you run up it.
Cut to me breaking every bone in my body.
Yeah. I'm too clumsy for anything like that.
Be on the bottom, like when someone falls in Family Guy with like my arm over and then like my belly just like spaghetti.
Something horrible happened to you.
He pretzeled himself.
Well, then I've got one more topic for us, and that would be people watching.
Yeah.
Would you like to
Classic.
take the floor?
Wait, what-
Did you guys ever play Fair Bingo?
Yes.
It sort of.
I feel like we played Beef Bingo.
We did.
Listen, Jonathan would definitely win Fair Bingo because he's always like pointing
Looking
out.
around.
I'm
Hot
always
guy
scoping
at
out
the
the
fair.
possibilities.
It was great, but then like the several times you had to like grab my head and face me towards
Yeah.
the person.
Yeah.
Like this
This way.
full palm on the back of your head, just turning your head.
Oh, the entire experience was like I Spy.
Yeah. Like, where's Waldo? I had a group of friends that I went to the fair with a couple times, and we were all servers together, so we already had a bingo card for the restaurant. But we made one for the state fair, and a couple of really great spaces I remember that even I didn't come up with. One of them was She Has No Business in Shorts. Camo Crocs was one of them. All denim, so like an Elvis tuxedo, right? All denim, all from top to bottom. That was one of them. It was great. Like, we checked off all the boxes, and we had some pretty out there examples, but it's the state fair, so usually we left with a full bingo card.
Oh yeah. We did something.
So-
we did something similar, except it wasn't so much bingo as more of it was how many people can we see that basically fit under the topic of would you see it in People of Walmart?
Oh, yep. Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah.
answer is all of them.
I've always said it's got to be when Walmart's the slowest. It's when the state fair is going on.
Flesh tone yoga pants that are 2 sizes too small.
Oh.
Hey, that's what I'm wearing right now, bitch.
I know.
I can see your
Yeah.
knuckle from here.
I'm full camel toe.
Moose knuckle. And then I'll also talk real quick about teenagers at the fair. Dangerous. Avoid them at all costs because they're in their
Anywhere.
element. Well, yeah, a big group of teenagers anywhere, I'd avoid them. But at the state fair, they are just...
The fucking
Yeah.
teenagers with basketballs. I wanted to like everyone.
Yeah, and you should have.
I'm like, there's not enough room for us to even walk here. Why the fuck do you have a ball out?
Do you bring basketballs to the fair or do you buy them at the fair?
They were some of the prizes.
Oh, okay.
But they're fucking dribbling.
So they're dribbling them, and they're doing that classic thing that kids do where they dribble it too far and then they lose it. So then it's a rogue basketball. And I just wanted to fucking like kick that shit like a field goal. And be like,
I was waiting for them to get trampled in the crowd after going after the basketball.
Wouldn't that be satisfying?
But that's
though?
just
Wouldn't that be so great?
Too much to ask for.
Jay, did you pick something to check out, or would you like me to do one?
I thought we were going to commercial.
Commercial? Okay.
Yeah, we need to do commercial first, Joe.
Hey. Yeah, you. Are you ready? 'Cause this ain't no county fair. It's your state fair. So put down that meth and pack up your family in your rusted out minivan and head on down to your dilapidated fairgrounds. You'll find parking just 20 minutes from the gate, and tickets are a small fortune for the entire family. Inside, you'll find lots of rusted out rides, greasy food, and animal feces scattered around the 4-H building. So put in your teeth for that roasted corn and give the middle-class attendees quite a show. Find a necessarily overpriced book of tickets for the kids to hop on a couple rides. And don't forget, all sanitizer dispensers will be empty, so your immune system better be ready. Head on down to your state fair. Only lasts 10 days, and it'll be hot every single day. Leave your meth at home.
Leave your meth at home. Oh my fucking god.
Don't mind me, I'll be stopping at the meth bar on the way out.
So I'm such a meth right now.
I've never been more tempted by a Dodge Ram pickup truck.
That's exactly what inspired me.
That sounded like a pickup truck commercial.
All-wheel drive. Built-in truck nuts.
You gotta hit the right crowd and that's the voice that's going to do it.
You absolutely fucking nailed it.
Yes.
When you told me you were doing a fair commercial, I was like, I was into it, but I was thinking it was going to be something entirely different. Like I thought you were going to be doing like this upbeat, like come bring your family to the fair, and then you hit me with meth.
That's how it happens.
So
Hit me with your meth shot.
So put that meth down and load your family up.
In your Dodge Ram pickup truck.
So, Jay, do you have something to check out for us this week?
I do.
That's right. It's something to check out.
I do have something to check out. And it's one of my absolute favorite podcasts that I listen to, and they're 5 days a week. And they're an Australian little duo, and it's Tony and Ryan, and that is their name on anywhere you go. Actually, no, they're just on Spotify now. They
are exclusively on Spotify, but it's free. Absolutely
they made
free.
A deal. Yes, it's free. They made a deal with Spotify, and so that's where you listen to them. And I found out that if you listen to their podcast, you can also watch their vodcast on Spotify.
Yeah, we're working on vodcast for Spotify, by the way. That's a little less.
Right now, if you want to watch us, you still have to go to, what is it called? The YouTube?
YouTube. Yeah, I am working on vodcast. It is just a little bit more, not complicated. I'm stupid.
He's our stock boy.
I'll go ahead and say that this podcast is brilliant because it's just two Australian friends. They talk about random stuff. They play games just like we do. We play games just like they do. They are so funny. They're so witty.
I love them.
They're 5 days a week, like Jay said. They are just brilliant. And I actually did join their Patreon. So hopefully someday in the near future, maybe I can, what they do is they call their listeners and they get to approve the podcast. They just really love interacting with their fan base. And Tony actually has a degree in sound engineering. So she makes the sound amazing in their show, and it's just so seamless and it feels so easy.
And I have a degree in hooey, which is why our sound sounds like that.
And Ryan has a degree in being attractive.
Oh my. Ooh.
Also, our goal kind of is to work on getting our own Patreon, so you can call and leave voicemails, and we would love to start the show with your voicemail recording if it's appropriate. So that is a goal.
We may or may not be working on a hotline for you guys.
Yes, it's in the works, so keep listening.
Hey, someone wants to say hi.
Oh, I think I know who it is. Oh.
Sorry. This definitely doesn't make them uncomfortable at all.
No.
Okay. Well, then, are you guys ready for this week's game?
Yes.
All right, so guys, for this week's game, we're doing another round of Fuck, Marry, Kill. This week, we're doing State Fair foods. And I was going to do just around the country, but I found 3 pretty great examples from the Arizona State Fair. So, first up is deep-fried scorpion. You can get them plain or dipped in chocolate. Next up is the maggot melt sandwich. This outrageous fair item contains American cheese melted on 2 hamburger buns and is topped with actual fly larvae. And then the last choice is the mealworm-covered caramel apple. A caramel apple with worms stuck to it. Fuck, marry, kill. Okay, so while you guys think about it, I'm going to go ahead and go first. So, I'm going to go ahead and go in order of fuck, marry, kill. I am going to fuck the deep fried scorpion because, maybe they're good dipped in chocolate. I want to see it at least once. And then I'm going to go ahead and marry the maggot melt sandwich because maybe if I put enough American cheese on there, it can help me get past the fly larvae. I can change him. And then I'm going to go ahead and kill the mealworm covered caramel apple because that sounds like a fucking nightmare. So I'm gonna knock it out. And that's mine. Jay, you said you were ready. You want to go next?
I am, and I chose a little bit different of a method. So I'm gonna fuck the deep fried scorpion because it sounds spicy and exciting. And dangerous. I'm gonna marry the mealworm caramel apple because, according to a very quick Google search, mealworms are packed with important nutrients and protein.
They are. That is actually true.
So
That's what Bear Grylls wants you to think.
a serving of mealworm powder is 55% protein and contains all essential amino and fatty acids and has more iron than sirloin beef. So I'm going to be really healthy. And then I'm going to kill the maggot melt sandwich because that sounds awful. Just awful.
I was going to go next, but John seems so excited to give us his. So, John, please tell us, what is your fuck, marry, kill?
Oh, okay.
You're
so I've actually had mealworms before.
I believe you.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
So we had like entomophagy day in class, in one of my classes once. And anyway, they made a mealworm Rice Krispie treats that tasted surprisingly like popcorn and had more protein than a ribeye steak. But it was really good. So I'm going to fuck the mealworm covered apple. I'm going to marry
fuck the mealworm covered apple?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because honestly, it sounds sexy, and I'd want to eat it. The scorpion, I would marry because she.
Why marry the scorpion?
She
What's
seems
the return
sassy.
There?
She seems sassy.
And sometimes she's chocolate covered.
Yeah. And apparently, I have a thing for that. And then I would kill that fucking maggot burger. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go really similar route. No, I'm gonna fuck the scorpion, the deep fried scorpion. I think you're right. I think it does fuck. It doesn't marry, but it does fuck. You need a little bit of, you could dip it in chocolate, and I could probably, honestly, there's probably some crunch. So there's chocolate and crunch there. It's like eating like a chocolate covered wafer, and then I'm going to marry the mealworm apple. I mean, mealworms are nutritious. They are delicious. I have had them before myself. Mealworm eater sees mealworm eaters. I see the mealworm in you that sees the mealworm in me. And they're pretty good. Mealworms are not bad.
Okay.
Half-ass thumbs up. And then that means obviously I'm going to kill the fucking burger. What the fuck is happening with this burger? There is too much of a chance that one of those fly larvae could still be somehow alive. And you know where it would fucking thrive?
Lungs.
What? Say that one more time.
I said lungs.
Well, lungs too. You took it like a step or two more. I was thinking in the burger, in which it could, in fact, get in my lungs.
I was like, what would my luck be?
I mean,
yeah. So I'm not gonna touch those fucking fly larvae. That's too much of a chance.
Okay, so either Jonathan or Michael, you're up.
I think I'm going to go a similar route to John. The caramel apple with the mealworms sounds more appetizing as someone who's been to a rattlesnake roundup where it literally smells like death.
Oh God.
And they're literally skinning snakes while they're still alive. So they're hanging from hooks, wiggling around. Flay.
Oh God!
What?
Seems
that's
fucking
upsetting.
Cool. Yeah,
that's terrible. Snakes are a vital part of our ecosystem.
Yes, they are.
But it is for a good cause because the rattlesnakes.
It's for a good cause.
Okay.
It's for cancer.
No, the rattlesnakes
okay, work.
do become a bit of an infestation if not left unchecked. So
we flay them alive.
Yeah, flay them alive and eat them, and you deep fry them. But
this is the same reason I suggest we skin billionaires alive.
Because
they're an infestation.
Yeah.
But definitely caramel apple I would fuck. I would marry the scorpion just because, like you said, spicy, be fun.
Sassy.
Very, very sassy. It's on a stick.
It'll probably still look good fried and on a stick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
From I've heard the any of the venom that's in the stinger gland, it comes off a little zingy, so that could be fun with a chocolate.
That's true, and it is venom versus poison, so you're technically probably okay to eat it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it would denature.
It denatures after
it would it would denature at the heat of the oil.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
I was gonna say, what KY jelly do you think the venom would mix best with?
the sensual heat.
Mm.
That's a great commercial idea, actually.
But no, then I would kill the fly larva because flies. What the fuck? And as a child, I did accidentally inhale a fly, and they don't taste good. It was very gross.
They're just so gross. All right. Michael, you're the last one. What are your
Oh
choices?
my god, is it me? Am I the drama?
It's her. It's she.
So I would say that I would marry the scorpion. I just think with that nice, firm exoskeleton, she'd be a great role model to raise my family.
Brilliant.
And then I think I would fuck the caramel apple because we've all had that guilty pleasure of a fuck where we're like, we don't tell anybody about it. And it was messy and it was sinful. And it was everything you ever needed.
That's the fuck for when you go back and you fuck your ex after you break up, but like you don't want to tell anybody about it. You're like,
nope.
I'm gonna keep this one to myself.
Locked. And then obviously the whole cheese with the bun and the fly larvae, I feel like that would have so much texture difference that I couldn't immerse myself in that fantasy.
Excellent round.
Great job, Joe. You really found the worst things.
Thanks, Arizona.
To make us fuck, marry, and kill.
No, thank you, Arizona.
You know, with all of this, I feel like I hear the music coming back on.
I hear the music. It is break is over.
We probably need to get back off lunch break because I just had a Maga Melt sandwich and I'm starting to feel some kind of way. Well, guys, we wanted to give you a quick update on our 50 states challenge because we're hitting a plateau. We have a few more states that on there we need to knock out, and we need your input. We're looking for more listeners. We need you guys to mention where you're from, and we need to fill in some more blanks. Well, guys, we've had a great time. Our first guests were amazing, as we just knew they would be. The trainees have passed this first round of training.
Yay!
And you're fired. Thanks for doing the work.
We killed a nugget burger.
So we're going to clock out early, and you guys are just going to cover us for the next couple doubles, okay? Well, as usual, Beardos, we just wanted to come over here and say that we've loved all of your feedback. We love all the suggestions we're getting for games, all the emails, all the comments, our new review on our podcast page. Keep it coming. We love interacting with every single one of you guys.
Yes, and one of my local friends in Oklahoma City, Brett, says, hello, everyone, and don't forget to masturbate. So that is some feedback I got this week.
Oh, Brett, thanks. You know what?
Thanks, Brett.
We're going to take that advice hands-on.
Thank you guys so much. Thanks to John, Jonathan, and Michael for joining us for this one.
Yes, thank you. It was fun.
Even through all of our technical issues, we still got there.
And Beardos, we will see you guys next time. Have a great week.
So please make sure that you guys are submitting new content to us. Check us out on TikTok. Check us out on Facebook. Check us out on Instagram.
Email us at beardsandsundries@gmail.com. And if you give a good 5-star review, I might show my tits, but
oh my god, do it! They're weird. They're misshapen.
And if you give a 10-star review, we'll show them both at once.
Or you'll see me on one of those mechanical. You'll see me on one of those mechanical bulls, and it just falls out, and I'm like, oh. Bye, guys. Thanks,
Bye, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.